Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. So I went shopping with my sister and her fiancé the other day to buy stuff for their wedding, and we came across this super weird crap selling store where you can find basically everything. And something caught my attention. A cactus. A plastic cactus, similar to this one. I couldn't help but wonder, who in this world is so incapable of taking care of a living thing that literally needs water every half a year, so that the industry decided we need to produce a plastic version of this plant that's kind of known as an indestructible organism. Think of it for a second. I wouldn't describe myself as a green thumb person, I can admit that quite easily. So I don't feel offended personally if someone comes to my birthday party and gifts me a cactus instead of flowers. I'm fine, but shouldn't we be offended if someone comes up to us and hands us a thing that's immortal because it's manufactured of an artificial mixture of chemical substances that comes in the shape of a visually delighting miracle of nature? Aww. I tell you something, yes, we should! And let me explain to you why. I know that some of you guys are a little bit younger than me, but analytics told me that the majority of my viewers is about my age, which is great because you can probably relate to what I'm about to say now. I'm sorry to break it to you, but you just got Generation Y by one of your family members or friends. Yes, I made an adjective of the term Generation Y, but stick with me, it will all make sense, I promise. If you don't know what the Generation Y is or what it's known for, let me quickly summarize it for you. The Generation Y represents the generation that's born in the 1980s and 90s and are generally the children of the so-called baby boomers. While the baby boomers were influenced by the aftermath of the World War II, Vietnam War, the hippie movement, rock and roll and the television, the Generation Y has grown up to globalization, internet, therefore social media and mobile phones. So while the baby boomers had quite a tough time to make a living in their situation, the Generation Y grew up in a very safe environment and most of the time they didn't struggle to receive a free or affordable education or to find a job. Now, after explaining where those two generations are coming from, it's not surprising that their distinctive features, fears and life goals are quite different. Stereotypical, the baby boomers like to play safe and work their whole life in the same company. The Generation Y, on the other hand, don't like to settle down and they appreciate a good work-life balance. Hence, they have to face quite a lot of prejudices that describe them as oversexed, unfocused, immoral, lazy, apathetic and too technologically obsessed. So, are we all of that? That's the question. The general idea of a plastic cactus is just so great for me as a symbol for this whole discourse. In defense of our generation, I need to remark that it's simply a lie when someone talks about the good old times. Oh, you mean the time where we misjudged sexual orientations as mental illnesses? Or do you mean the times where white people painted their face black just for the amusement of a theater audience? A white one, of course. Or the times where part of the German population thought that a certain race has no right to live. Well, in this case, I'm happy to live my oversexed life watching Netflix while being on my phone to check the latest news about gender equality. Aside the fact that plastic is cancer to our planet, next time someone gives you a plastic plant secretly assuming that you'd kill any other living thing because you're an unviable human being who's studying art at the age of 30, tell them to fuck off. As long as you're nice to people, as Adrian Bliss would say, you should never be judged for the generation you're born in. And if you want to be extra nice, then give me real flowers, even though you know that I will fuck up. That said, did you ever feel judged for the way you like to live your life, or do you even own a plastic cactus yourself? Or, what's even more interesting, who would you guys like to give the plastic cactus to passive-aggressively tell them that they failed in life? Let me know in the comments down below because I really love to read that every time. I love to interact with you guys and I love that we are so many people already. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day and this was not like an old lady talking about generation problems. I love you so much. Bye! And by the way, you don't have to call me a hypocrite because this is of course not a plastic cactus, it's in fact a candle. I'll make it a little bit romantic for us.